If you've been struggling to get views and you feel like the TikTok algorithm is just ignoring you, then today I'm going to show you how to go from barely getting any views to having the algorithm send you thousands of views every hour. And that doesn't just lead to more views, it also leads to more followers and being able to monetize your account. But before we get started, what is your biggest question about the TikTok algorithm? Let me know about it in the comments. I personally respond to all of the comments on my channel, but I can't help you if you don't ask. The first step to getting more views is we have to figure out why the TikTok algorithm is not promoting your videos. Now, most people think that the algorithm just hates them, but if you're stuck at 200 to 300 views, it doesn't mean you're shadow banned and there's nothing wrong with your account. When you post a video, TikTok will always push it to 200 to 300 people. That's why it's so common that people get stuck in 200 view jail. It's TikTok's testing phase. And if we're not getting pushed to more people after that testing phase, it just means that the video wasn't enticing enough to viewers. A lot of times you can go into the analytics of a video and look at the retention graph, and by the first 3 seconds, half of your viewers are gone. So the issue here is like Mr. Beast said.
The algorithm didn't like that video? No, the audience didn't like that video.
The data is telling us that people did not like the video enough to keep watching it, and so TikTok decided that they didn't need to push it out to any more people. Now, this is going to be some tough love here, but I hope you'll stick with me and that you'll take this to heart. A lot of you, if you were honest with yourselves and you looked at the analytics, would see that you actually do have this problem. And that's totally okay. I'm going to show you how to fix it in this video, and honestly, it's a lot easier than you think. But really quickly, because I know there's going to be a lot of you in my comments that are going to be saying,
"But Mike, my content is good. It's high quality and I get really great feedback from my viewers."
Here's what I would say to you. It's not that your video is objectively bad. It might even be a really great video that can help a lot of people. But it's not about whether your video is good or bad. It's about whether it's better than the alternatives that your viewers have to choose from. Because your video is in competition. It's in a fight to the death with every other video on the same topic. So if you're not getting the views, it doesn't matter what your metrics are, because you not getting pushed means that your video is not getting as much watch time or engagement as your competitors are. So TikTok isn't going to show it to more people. And I know this can be frustrating because I see y'all posting in my comments and you're saying, well, I got this much retention and you think it's really good. You're getting all these likes. It doesn't matter. All that matters is it better than the next guy's video? And this is fixable. I'm going to show you how, but I want to explain one more thing about the algorithm before we get into that. That 200 view test phase is just the first checkpoint. If you hit certain metrics that are higher than your competitors, then TikTok's going to push your video to 1,000 people, and then 5,000, then 10,000, 50,000, 100,000, and so on and so forth until you're getting millions of views. And when you reach a checkpoint and you don't hit the metrics, the views are going to suddenly stop. And that's totally normal, so don't freak out if you see that. So if you want to get more views and you want to feel the love from the algorithm and feel like it's working for you instead of against you, then the key is simply to start making better videos than your competition. So let's pivot now and talk about the ways that you can improve your videos. That way you can make better content that goes viral and grows your account like crazy. And I'm going to break this down into 3 components of the algorithm. That way you have actionable steps that you can take to increase your views. Then once we wrap all of that up, I'm going to talk about some of the common questions and myths that might be holding you back or potentially even hurting your account. So the first thing that you have to consider if you want to increase your views on TikTok is how often you should be posting in order to grow quickly. TikTok has 2 things that it needs every single day in order to continue thriving and being a popular app. It needs fresh content every single day, and it needs videos that keep people watching and keep them on the app longer. So if you can help provide those 2 things to TikTok, they are going to reward you with views. And the easiest one is just being a consistent creator that posts videos every single day, that continues to feed the machine with your content. But what most people don't know is that TikTok actually rewards you for that consistency. In fact, inside of their documentation, they say that the longer you go consistently posting as a creator, the more they're going to weigh your content, which means when you're in competition with those other creators, let's say it's close, you're both getting similar metrics on your video. If you are the consistent creator, you're the one posting every day for a long period of time instead of posting for a week and then disappearing for a week, they are going to weigh your content heavier. You're going to win that battle. You're going to get the views. So how often should you be posting? TikTok actually recommends that you post 1 to 4 times per day. So yes, you do need to be posting every single day on TikTok if you want to be successful. TikTok has flat out told us this. And yes, you can post multiple times per day if you want, but I would recommend not posting more than 4 times, because if you go past that, you start to look a little bit like a spammer, and there's a good chance that your views are going to drop or maybe even go to 0. But the important thing is post every day, or whatever amount per day that you can do consistently, and make sure that your videos are high quality and they're original content, or they're not going to be shown on the For You page. TikTok does not want a bunch of AI generated content or clips anymore. They want personal brands that are going to educate and entertain. That way they can compete with YouTube. So make sure that every video you post adds value to the viewer, whether it's education or entertainment. Help them with one topic or one question or one solution at a time, and make sure that you show up every single day without missing a day. And since you're going to be posting every day and creating a ton of content, you need a way to plan and keep track of everything. That's why I partnered with HubSpot to bring you their social media content calendar. If you clicked on this video and you're trying to understand how the TikTok algorithm actually works, then there's a strong chance that you are a serious creator that wants to earn a living from your TikTok content. That means you need to treat your account like a real business, and you are going to need a content calendar like this in order to stay organized and post consistently. So I've put a link down in the description so that way you can download it for free. This is a ready-to-use system. That way you can start posting viral content immediately instead of trying to figure out your own way to organize all your content ideas. It also comes with a 30-page user guide so you know exactly how to use the content calendar. And there's even a section dedicated to the best practices for TikTok creators like us. There are 2 things I found particularly useful about this content calendar, and the first one is the scheduling tab that allows you to see all of your next videos at a glance. And then there's the monthly planning calendar that allows you to see all of your content across all of the platforms in one place. I also love the content repository tab, which is basically a place for you to store the links to all of your most commonly promoted content. These are things like your ebooks and your free trainings and all of the products that you have for sale. I highly recommend that you head to the description and download it now. The content calendar was created by HubSpot, which is the sponsor of today's video, so a huge shout out to them for providing us with this free resource. Now that you have a place to organize your content and start planning your videos, we need to talk about how to get the algorithm to show your videos to the right people. One of the big reasons that videos get stuck at 200 views is because the TikTok algorithm hasn't categorized your content, and so it doesn't know who to show it to. And if TikTok is showing your videos to people that aren't interested in your topic, then you're not going to get very much watch time, or worse, people are just going to swipe past your video. Luckily, there's an easy fix. You just need to optimize your content so that way it's searchable and can be categorized. So if you go into one of your videos real quick, there's going to be a little search bar at the top. And if it says find related content, that means your video is not categorized. But if there's a keyword related to what you're talking about in the video, then it is. That's a good thing. The better you can do at this, the faster your account is going to grow. And the key is that you need to be consistently posting about similar topics, and you need to send signals to the TikTok algorithm to let them know what your account and what your videos are about. Now, posting about similar topics is important because if you're posting about multiple topics, you're going to confuse the algorithm. It's not going to be able to categorize your account, and it's going to show your content to the wrong people, and that's going to keep you in 200 view jail. So start by posting about the same topic consistently, and then I want you to start using these signals that I'm about to teach you. That way you can train the algorithm faster. And the thing I want you to start doing before you post every video is think about the keyword that video is about. Then I want you to put that keyword in the title, which is going to be the text that you're going to put on the screen at the start of your video. I also want you to put it in your description. I want you to use it in your hashtags, and I want you to say it in the first few seconds of your video. If you start doing this, if you start sending these signals in every single video that you post, and all of your videos are about a similar topic, and you do this for 100 videos, the TikTok algorithm is going to thoroughly understand what your account is about and know exactly who to show your content to. That means that every time you post a video, it's going to be shown to people that are interested in your topic, and your views are going to skyrocket. Now, at this point, we've talked about how often to post and consistency, and how that is going to put you in the good graces of the TikTok algorithm. And we've talked about how to categorize your videos. That way they're shown to the right people, which is naturally going to help with your watch time. But the third thing that we need to do in order to make the algorithm love us and promote our videos is strategically increase our watch time and engagement on our videos. And these strategies that I'm about to share with you are the difference between the amateur creator on TikTok and the successful creator that's able to earn a full-time living from their views and whatever they want to sell with their account. So let's start by talking about a few simple things that you can do to increase the amount of time that people watch your videos. The first one is that you got to get way better at making people stop scrolling to watch watch your video. Now, YouTube Shorts has this great metric, and I wish that TikTok would adopt it inside of their analytics, but I'm gonna show it to you here because it's gonna really help illustrate this concept. If you go into your analytics on YouTube Shorts, there's this great metric that says how many people chose to view your video. And then what it does is it takes all the people that watched your video and it breaks them down into the percentage of them that actually watched the video versus the ones that swiped away. And this same thing is happening on TikTok too, which is why I wish we had this metric there, because this is the invisible metric that oftentimes causes people to get stuck at low views. This is why when you look at your video and say,
I have good retention, why am I not getting the views?
well, you might have good retention, but you might have had such a high percentage of people that swipe past your video that TikTok said, not good enough, I'm not promoting it. And to put this in perspective, it's pretty well known on YouTube Shorts that if you're not getting at least 80% of the people that are served your video to stop scrolling and watch, that it's not gonna do well. But if you can get well above that, those videos tend to go viral. So if you're not making a ton of people stop swiping to watch your video, then it's probably gonna get stuck. So you wanna start packaging your videos in a way that's gonna reduce the number of people that swipe past them, and it all starts with your idea and your title. For starters, you wanna make sure that your videos are using ideas and hooks that you found in your content research that have already gotten tons of views. If you're not consistently getting more than 300 videos, it's partially because you just don't know what good content is yet. You just don't know the types of videos that grab people's attention and get them to stop scrolling, and the only way that you're gonna learn that is by studying good content. So find videos on that topic that got tons of views and then make your version of it. Don't plagiarize, but use the same idea, use the same hooks, and then give it your personality, your flavor, your perspective. Next, you have to be using text on screen. I talked earlier about titles, and I do this for all of my videos, and you should too. It doesn't matter what niche you're in, you need to have a title that is going to get people's interest and is going to tell them what the video is about. Because when people are sitting on the couch watching Netflix, or they're at the grocery store and they're scrolling through their videos, they need to be able to look at it and see exactly what it's about before they hear anything that you say. Everybody focuses on that verbal hook in the first 3 seconds of your video that gets them to keep watching, and that's super important. But before we even get to that, we have to win the battle when people are scrolling. We have to get them to stop scrolling and watch the video. So start using titles, get better at hooking people with your text, and then we'll focus on improving retention. Because getting them to stop alone isn't enough. We have to get them to watch as long as possible. So that first 3 seconds, that verbal hook, not only does it have to be interesting, it also has to confirm the promise that you made in that title that got them to stop scrolling and watch. Once you hook the viewer, tell them what the video is going to include. Let them know what they're going to get out of it by the end of the video and what the benefit is to them to stay and listen. And if you think back to the beginning of this video, I did exactly what I'm talking about. I told you about the 3 components of the algorithm that I was going to discuss and how they were going to increase your views, and then how I would handle some common questions and myths after I was done talking about that. So you knew exactly what you were going to get out of this video, why it was going to be beneficial to you, and it made you more likely to watch and get this far. Now, after that, there's some simple things that you can do to get people to watch longer, and the easiest one is that you have to cut the fluff. When you're editing your video, cut out the ums, the ahs, any of the silences, and make sure that you're not repeating anything. One of the things that they used to make us do in law school that's been really helpful for me as a creator is that they used to make us go back line by line and just ask ourselves, like, is this necessary? Does this help drive the argument or the point forward? And I've kind of taken that into my videos, and you should too. Everything that you say, like, record whatever it is that you want, and then as you go back through, go, is that necessary? Does that actually help the viewer? Does it add anything to the video? And if it doesn't, remove it, because being more concise, getting a larger number of people to actually finish the video is what's going to push you to get more views. Another thing you can do in editing is add visual changes or more text on screen, just to kind of help all of the ADHD brains stay focused on your video for longer. But be careful with this, because we're kind of trending to where overly edited videos are not working as well anymore. People are getting tired of it, and they are much more likely to watch like a person, like a raw video that feels like you're talking to a friend. So developing your voice and sharing your personality and telling stories and using inflection, having passion in your videos, all of those things are going to get you better attention than fancy edits. So I don't want you to think you need those fancy edits to be successful. Doing the bootstrapped version can actually be better as long as you share your personality. Now, one of the most important and easiest ways to increase your retention and increase your finish rate is to stop telegraphing the end of your videos. And you know what I'm talking about, because you've seen the creators that are like,
I hope you like this video. Give me a like, give me a follow. I'm going to talk about blah, 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 blah.
You know it's over. And so what do? You do like all of us do. We swipe past it and go to the next video. And now that person's not getting as many views as they should have. So what I want you to start doing is abruptly ending your video. Get in, say your piece, and get out of there. Don't worry about the call to action. If people like you and they like your content, they know what to do. They're going to go follow you. And you are going to get way more followers by having a higher finish rate where the algorithm pushes your video to tens of thousands of more people people than you will from the couple of people that decided to follow you because of your call to action. Now, all those things help with watch time, but that's only one part of the equation. We also have to talk about engagement. The more people that are engaging with your video, in particular, are sharing your video and are commenting on your video, the more views you're going to get. That means giving them a reason to share, making the video so good and so valuable that they want their friends to see it. You also want to give them a reason to comment. One of the most effective ways to do this is by being controversial. I actually have a video right now that just crossed like 100,000 views, and the reason that it's working so well is because I'm talking about how fast you can grow on TikTok, and I have a lot of people that are like, oh, this is great, this is motivating, thank you so much, and they're leaving those kind of comments. But I also have a ton of people that are like, this is BS, you can't do that, that doesn't work, I've been posting for 2 years, I haven't gotten those results. And so it's controversial because people react to it in different ways. It doesn't mean that it has to be controversial, like it has to be crazy or out there or rude or anything like that. Being controversial just means taking a stance in your content. No matter what niche you're in, there are going to be different people talking about different things. And you have to choose a side. When you choose a side and you put your foot down and you state what you believe in, you're going to have a lot of people that believe the same things that are going to be attracted to you. And you're going to have other people that are going to disagree, and they are going to be repelled by your content. And that's okay. That's what you want. You want to attract your people. But the good thing about doing this, besides just attracting your people, is that the people that disagree with you, they want to let you know. They have to let you know. They have to share their opinion because that's how people are wired. And all of those comments, all of the people sharing their opinion, all they're doing is spreading your message, because by creating that engagement, TikTok goes, this video is awesome, we're gonna push it to more people. And so that controversy and the people that disagree with you, they can take a 1,000 view video and push it to 100,000 people, which means you attract more of your people and get more followers. Now, the last thing about getting engagement, in particular getting comments, there's two things that you can do. The first one is invite people to comment. Ask them to leave a comment like I did at the beginning of this video. Ask them for their opinion about the topic. If you can turn the video into a conversation by inviting them to participate in whatever it is that you're talking about, your video is going to be a lot more successful. And the second thing is, when you are a small creator, respond to every single comment that you get. This is huge. It helped me grow on TikTok. It helped me grow on YouTube. Most creators do not respond to comments, and it creates this low bar to success that you can take advantage of. Because if you respond to every comment on your account, you are going to make fans for life for those people, and they're going to comment more because you responded to them and they like you more. But the other thing that's happening is, for every question that you get on a video, there's probably 10 other people that watched it that had the same question. And when people see that you respond to other people's questions, they're more likely to ask their questions, and that leads to more engagement. And this starts to snowball and allows you to grow faster. Now, before we wrap this up, I want to address the more common questions and myths about TikTok, because I want to make sure that you're not doing something that's going to hold you back or potentially hurt your account. And I know there's a lot of conflicting information that the gurus repeat on TikTok, so I want to cover the big things that I'm seeing. But if I miss something, if you heard this latest tip or trick and you're not sure if you should be doing it, just let me know in the comments and I will address it for you. That way you have no confusion and you can only do the things that are going to help your account. And the first one that I've been seeing a lot is posting and ghosting. You do not need to do this. This is not going to help your account. And if you see a creator that's saying that you need to post your video and then get off the app because the algorithm is going to start giving you views and giving you engagement in an effort to get you back on the app, just ignore them. They don't know what they're talking about. If you just think about this logically, yes, TikTok does want to keep people on the app as long as possible. We talked about that already. But they're more concerned with whether your video is keeping people on the app by getting a lot of watch time and getting a lot of engagement. They aren't just gifting you those things to get you, one person, back onto the app and engaging. And while we're on the topic of engagement, we really got to talk about this trend of people telling you need to engage from the bottom up in order to get views on your videos. This is probably the biggest topic and the most shared piece of advice on TikTok right now. And you might be wondering, do I need to engage in order to get views and followers? And the answer is yes and no. And the first thing that you need to know is that when you see these creators, even these brand new ones that are getting tons of views on videos talking about engaging from the bottom up, a big reason that's happening is because people are doing it to their videos. So while they're telling you that this is something that you need to do in order to get views and followers, you're then going, okay. And so you're going on there, you're watching their video the whole way through, you're reposting it, you're hitting the share link, you're saving it, you're leaving a comment with multiple words on it, and you're liking, you're doing all of those things, and that's helping their video go massively viral. And the question is whether doing those things for someone else's video is going to help you. And in some ways it does. I'm going to explain how and what I recommend you do, but also explain why it's not the most important thing. Now, the reason that it is helpful is because when you're engaging, when you're watching videos all the way through, it's showing TikTok that you're a real human person that is actively using the app the way they want to do it. Not only are you creating content, but you are consuming content and you're participating in the conversation that's happening on the app. And so if you're one of those people that's stuck at 0 views, a lot of times this can be why. Because 0 views can mean it's a policy violation, but it can also mean that they think that you're a spammer or a bot because you're not giving like real human behavior. So for people that have less than 10,000 followers, I really recommend that every time you're on the For You page and you see a video that is related to the topic of your content, you should watch that video all the way through, and you should repost it if it's a good video. You should leave a comment. No emojis, don't say teamwork, that crap doesn't do anything for you, but leave a real comment, 5 words or more, participate in that video, like it, and keep doing that whenever you see those videos. That is gonna help your content, but the other great thing that's gonna happen is it's more signals to TikTok about what you like and what your content is about that's gonna help you get categorized. And it's gonna create this amazing research tool, because as you're engaging, TikTok is gonna change your For You page, and pretty soon you're only gonna see content related to your niche or your topic in your feed, and you're only gonna see the best videos that have the most views. So it's gonna be really easy for you to find those proven ideas and then go make your version of the content. So there are a lot of positives for engaging with other people's content and engaging from the bottom up, but that alone is not going to get you views. You still have to make good content. You still have to stop the scroll. You still have to get them hooked and increase your watch time. And so, yes, TikTok loves seeing you engage and use the app the way that you're supposed to. But what TikTok really loves is when your videos get people to watch for a long time and your videos get people to engage and keep people on the platform. So priority number 1 should always be creating better content and becoming a better creator. Now, a couple more big important ones. The first is that posting times do not matter. Post whenever you can, whenever you feel like it, whatever's easiest for you to post consistently. Even if you look in your analytics and it says that your followers are on at a certain time of day, that doesn't mean that you have to post at that time. And the reason for that is because 90+% of your views are going to come from the For You page, from people that have never seen you before. That's one of the reasons that you have such a great ability to grow a following on TikTok. But it also means that the time you post has no effect on the views that you're going to get, as long as you're not posting at like 4:30 in the morning or some strange time. You also don't need to post 3 to 5 times per day. And I'm bringing this one up. I know we talked about how you need to post daily and how TikTok recommends 1 to 4 times per day. But I know there's a lot of gurus on the platform that are saying if you want to grow, you got to post 3 to 5 times per day. And the reality is that posting 3 to 5 times per day is not a content strategy. Yes, if you post more, you might increase your chance of getting views because you are going to become a better creator faster just from the volume, from the practice of doing it. But you'll be much better off posting less frequency and being strategic by doing the content research and finding the good proven ideas, making your version of those ideas, and only posting as much as you can handle to where you can post every day without missing and be consistent. I also want to address TikTok SEO because this is something that's talked about on the platform all of the time, and there's a lot of bad information about it. Yes, TikTok SEO can help you. If you can make your videos searchable, you're going to be able to get long-term views instead of getting those big spikes of views and then the drop off. And where you really start to see the growth on TikTok is when you have a bunch of videos going and they're all getting views and generating followers at the same time. And if you think back to what I said earlier in the video about how you need to optimize your content so that way it's searchable and can be categorized, That's basically what SEO is. That's what search engine optimization is. So the big thing that doesn't work and that you don't need to be doing is stuffing a bunch of keywords into text on your screen and sliding it off, because that is going to have zero benefit to your video, and in fact could hurt your video because it starts to make you look like you're gaming the system. And the reason that I know this is the case is because TikTok has come out, made an official statement saying that any text that you slide off the screen is not part of the video and is not being considered by the algorithm. So instead, focus on your title, focus on your description, focus on your hashtags, and focus on saying the keywords in your videos. Now, one of the biggest things that keeps creators from getting the views and the growth that they want is just how much they don't know about TikTok and what it takes to get results. So to make sure that you have that knowledge, I want you to watch this video next so you can learn the 19 things that I wish I knew when I was starting on TikTok. These are the things that I figured out that allowed me to grow to 10,000 followers in about 45 days, and they will absolutely skyrocket your views and growth.